Hi, everybody. I'm Rebecca Gwanson, and I'm here with the KCIT Spotlight, where the Keystone Crisis Intervention Team spotlights some of the amazing work that our volunteers are doing. I'm here with Rose Hilliard. Hi, Rose.
Hello, Rebecca.
And we're going to interview Rose on some of the amazing work she's been doing over the years. Rose, let's just jump right in. And could you tell me a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your background?
Well, as she said, I'm Rose Hilliard. I'm the medical advocate at Women's Services. I have been there for 20 years now. I'm involved in a lot of different things. I'm the head of the Crawford County Human Trafficking Task Force, which we created in 2015 after a strategic planning committee got together and planned a lot of different things. And that was one I had seen in the work I did. Before I was medical advocate, I was the family advocate. So I would see trafficking happening with my clients. Of course, I'm involved with KCIT and DCORT, which is Disaster Crisis Outreach Response Team. It kind of works hand in hand for me. I've been also a commissioned lay pastor for 11 years now. So I go out, give presentations on trafficking and suicide prevention because I'm part of the suicide task force. I also have 2 sons and 3 grandchildren. So that's a little bit about me. I'm involved in a lot of different agencies. Leadership Meadville, I'm on their committee. I went through the Leadership Meadville class and realized that they did not have a nonprofit or a social service day. So I got involved in the committee and we do that. Actually, this coming Friday is Social Service Day. So that's a little bit about me.
That's amazing, Rose. Your community, which fun fact is from my hometown too. The community is very lucky to have you. And I know I speak for a lot of people in thinking that. So Rose, what brought you to KCIT with all the things that you're involved in and the work that you've been doing for so many years? What brought you to KCIT?
Well, when I became medical advocate, I had seen a lot of trauma type things. Like after trauma, something happens, then there's that trauma. And I just didn't feel like I was helping quite enough. So when I looked into different agencies to help, KCIT popped up and it was like, wow, I would love to be able to go after there has been an incident and be able to help people through, be that compassionate, understanding person that can listen and give a little guidance or just be there to help understand. So it seemed like a great thing to do. That is the same year that I started the trafficking task force. So it kind of really just, both of them, I can't really say they tie together, but they both have that compassionate education and awareness feel about them.
It's the way you bring yourself to this world, I believe.
Thank you.
Are there, when you think about your years or your work with KCIT, are there any moments that stand out in your mind that you would like to talk about?
There definitely is. I'll start with, I haven't got called out a lot. A lot of the things are in different counties and I can't always get there, but I love doing the conferences and being a support person. But there was an incident, I'm not sure, about 3 years ago that there was a shooting. It was a woman that had worked at a nursing home along with her husband who had also worked at the nursing home. And I was able to go as a representative of KCIT and DCORT and do the death notification to the clients in this nursing home. And I'd say there's we ended up doing 20 of them. There was a nurse that worked with me to make sure that the person physically was okay. But to be able to do that and just hear the stories about the person that they lost and crying tears with them, it just, I don't like to always say the words, it felt good, but it feels like heartwarming. Like I'm able to help, I'm able to give that comfort. So that was a situation that just stood out for me.
That's beautiful. It is. It can be such an honor to provide that space of deep listening where so often in our culture, we don't have that, you know?
Right. It's just, yeah, you can't just tell somebody get over it or you'll get through it. There's
Right.
other words, or just being quiet.
Right. Yeah. Within that trauma-informed piece, that's so important. Kind of on the heels of that, what would you say to the questions of, why KCIT? Why take a training? Why become trauma-informed?
Oh, that is a big one, Rebecca. Trauma-informed, I've been taking classes and trainings on being trauma-informed. If you really think about it, almost everyone is involved in one form of trauma or another in their life, whether it be ACEs, where they've, as a child, something has happened, or an adult. So almost everyone I have ever met has had some sort of trauma. Also, it is the feeling of serving others with understanding and compassion. If I don't understand that you've been through something, how am I going to help? How am I going to be that person? So the trauma, being trauma, I guess trauma practice is the word. You can always be trauma informed, but unless you're trauma practiced, and I like to do that. And even in my ministry, I think that's important to be informed.
Yeah, I agree. It covers all.
It does.
Right? All of the places that we work or just exist.
Yeah. And working with violence and sexual assault, trafficking, and homeless women and men, there's trauma all around.
Yep.
And you don't want to be the person to add trauma. I would never want to be that person. So the more I'm aware, the better.
That's awesome. Exactly. I agree 100%. So in closing, do you have a fun fact that you would like to share with us?
I have two.
Okay. I figured you might.
I told you I give presentations. And when I do presentations or even a speaking engagement like this, I always get nervous. Well, there was this very special lady years ago that told me, if I don't get those butterflies in my tummy, then it's probably time to quit. I think her name was Rebecca Gwanson. Yes. So
Rose,
I always think of her. The other thing, the best fun fact is January 20th, I became engaged.
Congratulations.
Never thought that this would happen ever again. I'm a little older and I thought, well, whatever. But my guy, Joe, asked me to marry him. And I did finally say yes after I got my voice back. So sometime in April, we're going to get married. I haven't told anybody the date. We're going to sneak away. But
that's amazing fun fact, Rose. Thank you for sharing it. A million congrats to you. How exciting. Thank you for spending time with me today. Thank you for the way that you bring yourself to this world and the work that you've been doing for so long. Yeah. Bye.
I appreciate that.